My love, I see you. I see the strength in your eyes, the way you keep going, even when everything inside you is asking for rest. The way you smile for the world, while quietly carrying storms no one ever hears about. You've been strong for so long, too long. And somewhere along the way, you forgot that even the strongest hearts get tired too. But I see you. I see the late nights filled with thoughts you never speak. I see the weight you carry, the battles you fight in silence. And I want you to know something. You don't have to be strong all the time. Not with me, not when I'm here. Because to me, you're not just strong, you're human. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to break, to breathe, to pause. And even in your most tired moments, even when you feel like you're falling apart, you are still the most beautiful, powerful soul I've ever known. So come here, rest for a while. You don't have to carry everything alone anymore. My love, I see you. I see the quiet strength you carry like it's second nature, like it's the only way you've ever known how to survive. You walk through your days with a calm face, a steady voice, a presence that makes others feel safe, but I know the truth behind that strength. I know how heavy it has become for you. I know that every step forward has required more from you than anyone realizes. You've learned to keep going, even when your heart whispers for a pause. You've learned to smile, even when your soul feels like it's unraveling in silence. And somewhere along that journey, you convinced yourself that being strong means never stopping, that being strong means never letting anyone see you tired. But I see it. I see the moments when your energy fades, when your thoughts get louder, when everything feels just a little too much. I see the way your shoulders carry more than they should. The way your eyes sometimes lose their light for just a second before you gather yourself again. You think no one notices, but I do. You've been fighting battles no one applauds. You've been holding yourself together in ways that would break most people. And you've done it all so quietly, so gracefully, that the world just assumes you're okay. They see your strength and forget to ask about your pain, but I won't forget. Because loving you means seeing all of you, not just the version of you that stands tall in front of others, but the version of you that feels exhausted when no one is around. The version of you that wonders how much longer you can keep going at this pace. The version of you that just wants to be held, understood, and allowed to rest without feeling guilty. You don't always have to be strong. You don't always have to carry everything on your own. I know you've been the one people depend on, the one who listens, who supports, who gives without hesitation. You've been the safe place for others, the calm in their chaos. But even the strongest hearts need a place to fall. Even the ones who hold everyone else together need someone to hold them too. And I want to be that for you. Not someone who expects you to stay strong, but someone who allows you to be real. Someone who doesn't look at your tiredness as weakness, but as proof of how much you've endured. Someone who understands that your silence sometimes speaks louder than your words. Because I hear it even when you say nothing. I hear it in the pauses between your sentences. I hear it in the way your voice softens when you're overwhelmed, but trying not to show it. I hear it in the way you take a deep breath before saying, "I'm fine," even when you're anything but fine. And it breaks something inside me, not because you're struggling, but because you've been doing it alone for so long. You deserve more than that. You deserve a space where you don't have to explain why you're tired. A space where you don't have to justify your feelings. A space where you can simply exist, without expectations, without pressure, without the constant need to prove your strength. You deserve to rest, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, deeply. The kind of rest that allows your heart to slow down, your thoughts to quiet, your soul to breathe again. The kind of rest where you don't feel like you have to get back up immediately, where it's okay to stay still for a while. I know it's hard for you. You've built your identity around being strong, around being dependable, around being the one who never breaks. Letting go of that, even for a moment, feels unfamiliar, maybe even frightening. Because if you stop being strong, then who are you? But you're so much more than your strength. You're the softness you hide. You're the emotions you hold back. You're the quiet dreams you rarely speak about. You're the part of you that just wants to be loved without conditions, without expectations, without needing to earn it through resilience. And that part of you matters just as much as your strength, maybe even more. Because strength can carry you forward, but softness is what keeps you alive inside. I want you to remember that it's okay to feel tired. It's okay to admit that things have been heavy. It's okay to say, "I can't do this today," without feeling like you failed. You haven't failed. You've just been pushing yourself beyond your limits for too long. And now your heart is asking for something different, something gentler. It's asking for kindness. It's asking for understanding. It's asking for you to treat yourself with the same care you give to everyone else. But I know you don't easily give yourself that kind of grace. You forgive others quickly, you support them endlessly. You stand by them even when they falter, but when it comes to yourself, you're harder, stricter, less forgiving. You expect more from yourself than you would ever expect from anyone else. And that's why you're tired. Because you've been carrying not just your responsibilities, but also the weight of your own expectations. The need to always do better, to always be better, to never fall short. But you don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You don't have to keep proving yourself. You don't have to earn the right to rest. You already deserve it right now. As you are, not the stronger version of you, not the happier version of you, not the version of you that has everything figured out, just you, the tired you, the quiet you, the one who feels like they're running on empty but keeps going anyway. That version of you deserves love too, and I'm here for that version. Not just the one who shines, but the one who struggles. Not just the one who stands tall, but the one who feels like collapsing. Not just the one who gives, but the one who needs. I'm here for all of it. You don't have to hide from me. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to say you're okay when you're not. If your voice trembles, I'll listen. If your words don't come out right, I'll understand. If all you can do is sit in silence, I'll stay. Because sometimes love isn't about fixing things. Sometimes it's just about being there, fully, quietly, without trying to change what someone is feeling. And I want to be that presence for you, the one that doesn't rush you, the one that doesn't pressure you, the one that simply stays, even when things are heavy, even when things are quiet, even when there's nothing to say. You spent so much time being everything for everyone else. Let me be something for you. Let me carry a little of what you've been holding. Let me remind you that you don't have to do this alone. Let me be the place where your strength can rest, where your tiredness is understood, where your heart can finally feel safe enough to let go. My love, you don't always say it out loud, but I can feel it. There's a quiet exhaustion in you that words can't fully capture. It's not just the kind of tired that sleep can fix. It's deeper than that. It's the kind that settles into your bones, the kind that lingers in your thoughts, the kind that follows you even in moments that are supposed to feel peaceful. And still you keep going. You wake up, you show up, you give what you can, even when you feel like there's nothing left to give. You push through the heaviness, you silence the doubts. You carry yourself with a strength that looks effortless from the outside. But I know it's not effortless. I know every step takes something from you. You've mastered the art of holding it together. You've learned how to keep your voice steady even when your emotions are not. You've learned how to smile at the right moments, how to respond when people need you, how to be present even when your mind is somewhere else entirely. You've become so good at it that no one questions it anymore, but I do. Because I see the cracks you try to hide. I see the way you pause for just a second longer than usual, like you're gathering the strength to keep going. I see the way your energy shifts when you think no one is paying attention. I see the way you sometimes drift into silence, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're too tired to explain what you're feeling. And in those moments, I wish I could take some of that weight from you. Not because I think you're weak, but because I know you've been strong for too long without relief. You've carried responsibilities that weren't always yours to carry. You've taken on burdens because you care, because you love deeply, because you don't know how to turn away when someone needs you. And slowly, without realizing it, you've placed yourself last. Your needs, your rest, your peace, all of it became secondary. And now your heart is trying to catch up with everything you've been holding inside. There are moments when you feel it more than others. Moments when everything feels heavier, when your thoughts become louder, when your emotions start to surface in ways you can't easily control. You try to push them down to stay composed, to keep things as they are, but it's getting harder. Because you're human, and being human means you're not meant to carry everything forever. There's a part of you that's been waiting for permission to slow down. Waiting for a moment where you don't have to be the strong one. Waiting for someone to truly see you and say, "You don't have to do this alone anymore." I want to be that voice for you. I want to remind you that your worth is not measured by how much you can endure. It's not defined by how much you can handle without breaking. It's not about how many times you can push yourself beyond your limits just to keep everything together. You are worthy even when you're tired, even when you can't give your best, even when all you can do is get through the day. There is nothing about your exhaustion that makes you less valuable, less lovable, or less deserving. If anything, it shows how much you've been giving. And that kind of giving deserves to be met with care. It deserves to be met with understanding. It deserves to be met with love that doesn't ask you to keep proving yourself. You don't need to earn softness. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to earn a moment of peace. Those things should never feel like rewards for surviving. They should feel like a natural part of your life. But somewhere along the way, you started believing that you had to keep going no matter what. That stopping meant falling behind. That resting meant losing control. That slowing down meant everything you've built might somehow slip away. So you kept moving, even when your body asked you to stop. Even when your mind felt overwhelmed. Even when your heart felt like it needed a break. You ignored those signals because you thought you had to, but now they're louder. Now they're harder to ignore. Now they're asking for your attention in ways that don't let you just brush them aside. And I need you to understand something. Listening to yourself doesn't make you weak. It makes you real, it makes you aware, it makes you human in the most honest way possible. You don't have to keep proving that you can handle everything. You already have. Now it's time to prove something different, that you can take care of yourself too. That you can allow yourself to feel without immediately trying to fix it. That you can sit with your emotions without judging them. That you can admit when you're tired without feeling guilty about it. Because there's no shame in needing rest. There's no shame in needing support. There's no shame in wanting a moment where you don't have to be everything for everyone. You've given so much of yourself. It's okay to want something back. It's okay to need someone to hold space for you, to listen without interrupting, to understand without questioning, to stay without expecting you to be okay right away. And I want to be that for you. Not someone who rushes you into feeling better, but someone who stays with you while you feel everything you've been holding in. Because healing doesn't happen in a rush. It doesn't happen in the moments where you force yourself to move on. It happens in the quiet, in the stillness, in the moments where you finally allow yourself to feel without resistance. And I know that's not easy for you. You've spent so long being in control, being composed, being the one who keeps things together, that letting yourself feel freely feels unfamiliar. But you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to break down completely to prove that you're tired. You don't have to reach a breaking point to deserve care. Even the smallest moments of honesty, even the quietest admissions, they matter. When you say, "I'm tired," even if it's barely above a whisper, that matters. When you take a moment to pause instead of pushing through, that matters. When you choose to be gentle with yourself, even just for a second, that matters. Because those moments are the beginning of something different, something softer, something kinder, something that allows you to exist without constantly fighting against yourself. You don't have to keep living in survival mode. You don't have to keep carrying everything as if it's your responsibility alone. You don't have to keep pretending that you're okay just to make others comfortable. You're allowed to be real. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to need. And I want you to feel safe in that. Safe enough to let your guard down even just a little. Safe enough to say what's been on your mind without filtering it. Safe enough to admit that things have been hard, even if you can't explain exactly why. Because sometimes there isn't a clear reason. Sometimes the weight builds up slowly, over time, until it becomes something you can't ignore anymore. And that doesn't make your feelings any less valid. You don't need a perfect explanation to justify your exhaustion. You just need to acknowledge it, to accept that it's there. To stop fighting against it and start listening to what it's trying to tell you. And what it's telling you is that you need care, you need rest. You need a moment where you don't have to be strong. And I want to give you that moment. I want to be the place where your strength doesn't have to perform. Where your tiredness isn't questioned, where your silence is understood. Because you don't need someone to fix you, you need someone to see you. To truly see you, beyond the strength, beyond the composure, beyond the version of you that the world is used to. And when I look at you, I don't just see someone strong. I see someone who's been carrying too much for too long. I see someone who deserves a break, not because they've earned it, but because they need it. I see someone who has given so much of themselves that they've forgotten what it feels like to receive. And I want to remind you of that feeling, the feeling of being cared for. The feeling of being understood without having to explain everything. The feeling of being held, not physically, but emotionally, in a way that allows you to finally let go of everything you've been holding inside. My love, you've been quiet in a way that words don't explain. Not the kind of quiet that feels peaceful, but the kind that carries weight. The kind that fills the space around you with things unsaid, with emotions that don't quite find their way out. I've been listening to that silence, and it tells me more about you than anything you could ever say. It tells me you're tired, not just from what you do, but from what you feel. From the constant effort of holding yourself together, from the endless cycle of thinking, pushing, trying, enduring. It tells me that even in moments where everything looks fine, something inside you is still searching for rest. And still, you don't let it show. You move through your days with a kind of quiet resilience that most people admire, but never truly understand. They see your calmness and assume you're at peace. They see your consistency and assume you're okay. They see your strength and believe that you don't need anything from anyone. But they don't see what I see. They don't see the way your thoughts linger longer than they should. The way your mind revisits things you wish you could forget. The way you carry emotions that you never fully release because you've learned to keep them contained. You've become so good at managing everything inside you that the world rarely notices when it becomes too much. But I notice the subtle changes in your energy. The way your presence shifts when you're overwhelmed, but trying to stay composed. The way your voice softens, like you're holding something back. The way you sometimes seem distant, not because you don't care, but because you're trying to process everything on your own. You've been processing so much alone, and maybe that's what made it so heavy. Because when you keep everything inside, it doesn't disappear. It stays with you. It settles into your thoughts, into your body, into the quiet moments where you can't distract yourself anymore. It builds slowly, layer by layer, until it becomes something you can feel even when you don't fully understand it. That weight, I can feel it in you, and I wish you didn't feel like you had to carry it by yourself. I wish you knew that you don't have to figure everything out before letting someone in. That you don't need perfect clarity to share what you're feeling. That it's okay if your thoughts are messy, if your emotions don't make sense. If all you can say is, I don't know what's wrong, but something feels off. That's enough. You're allowed to not have answers. You're allowed to be in a place where things are unclear, where your emotions don't follow a simple pattern, where your mind feels like it's moving in too many directions at once. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human in a world that often expects you to have everything figured out. And I know you've tried. You've tried to understand yourself, to make sense of everything you feel, to find a way to stay balanced even when things inside you shift. You've tried to keep things under control, to not let anything spill over, to stay steady even when you feel unsteady. But you don't always have to be steady. There's a quiet pressure you carry, the pressure to not fall apart, to not let things get too heavy, to not become too much for anyone else. So instead, you hold it in. You keep things to yourself. You tell yourself that you'll deal with it later, that you just need to get through today. And then tomorrow comes, and you do the same thing again. Until later never really comes. Until your emotions start asking for your attention in ways that feel harder to ignore. until your silence becomes heavier than your words. And I can feel that you're there, somewhere in that space between holding on and wanting to let go. You don't have to stay there alone. You don't have to keep choosing silence just because it feels easier than explaining everything. You don't have to protect everyone else from your feelings at the cost of your own peace. Your emotions are not a burden. Your thoughts are not too much. Your tiredness is not something you need to hide. If anything, they're a reflection of how deeply you feel, how much you care, how much you've been carrying without asking for help. And you deserve to be seen in that. Not just when you're strong and composed, but when you're unsure. When you're overwhelmed, when you're trying to understand yourself. I want to understand you, even the parts of you that you struggle to explain. Even the thoughts you think are too complicated to share. Even the feelings that don't have a clear reason behind them. Because you don't need to simplify yourself to be accepted. You don't need to filter your emotions to make them easier for someone else to handle. You don't need to pretend that everything makes sense. You just need to be honest in whatever way you can, and I'll meet you there. If your words come out slowly, I'll wait. If your thoughts are scattered, I'll listen anyway. If all you can give is silence, I'll sit with you in it. Because your silence isn't empty, it's full of everything you've been holding back. And I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of the depth in you, the complexity in you, the weight in you. I'm not here for the easy version of you. I'm here for the real one. The one who feels deeply, the one who thinks endlessly, the one who sometimes gets lost in their own mind, the one who carries more than they show. That version of you deserves patience. It deserves understanding. It deserves a kind of love that doesn't rush you into clarity or demand that you figure it out. Because you're not a problem to be solved. You're a person to be understood. And understanding takes time. It takes presence. It takes a willingness to stay even when things are unclear. I'm willing to stay, through the quiet, through the confusion, through the moments where you don't know how to express what's inside you. You don't have to translate your feelings perfectly. You don't have to find the right words. You don't have to make it easy. You just have to let yourself exist, as you are, in whatever state you're in. And I'll be here, not to change you, not to fix you, not to rush you, but to see you. To hear you. To hold space for everything you're carrying. Even the parts you're still trying to understand within yourself.